Hi, and welcome to Studio 411. I'm your host, Larry Dasilva. Well, we've got a real treat for you today. We've got a group of gentlemen here to entertain us with some terrific music. Actually, first met these folks, including their leader, not long ago at a concert that I had the opportunity to attend. They were the opening act for the well-known Jefferson Starship, and I was so taken aback by their sound. It's kind of a modern approach to a retro sound, and we'll talk more about their sound and what they're up to. But again, I went right up to him, and he probably said, "Who is this guy coming up to me?" But anyway, several months later, here they are. So again, with a series of songs that we're going to hear from their latest CD. And I feel there's one coming on us right now. Yes, the Doug Whalberg Band, and it's called Flying Under the Radar is the CD. And the first song we're going to hear is Love When It Rains. Here's the Doug Whalberg Band.
I love when it rains. It's hard to explain. Makes me think of a friend that you only see now and again. I love to sleep while the clouds they weep as I fall in my bed. There's a clear the fog in my head. When
Well, indeed. All right. Thank you. Terrific stuff, gentlemen. Nice to have you here. All right.
Nice to be here.
Doug, how are you,
Larry.
sir? How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you doing?
Good, good. We almost lost you there while we were setting up. You took a little bit of a tumble. I guess these floors, it's a good thing I didn't wear my new loafers, I'm telling you. But good to go. And we learned a lot about you when that occurred, more than what's on my notes.
Yeah, I'm not a good ice skater, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, now tell me a little bit about this this CD, which of course I left over there, and I'll bring it back after the next song. So there you go. Tell me, it was a while in the making, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yep. It's, well, basically, Jeff is the newest member of the band, and the last song that we just did, he and I collaborated on that. He's a great arranger. So we had some other tracks completed already. So we just put the whole thing together and pushed it out there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, before any further ado, we'll start with the gentleman here on my right as we gingerly skate across the floor. Introduce the band, and we'll say hello.
Absolutely. This is George P. Miller on the
George.
bass guitar.
All right, very good. And over here, this gentleman looks like someone I went to school with. What is his name?
I think you did. That's Mr. Rich Genovese.
Hi, Rich. All right. I think we knew each other from another mother. I'm not sure, but anyway. Yeah, Reform School. There you go. All right, as I do a pirouette here, and then we have your cohort. How are you, sir?
Hi,
Thank you.
Yeah, this is my brother. Oh, no, wait, almost.
Jeff.
Jeff
How are you?
Blake.
Very good, Jeff. Good to have you here. All right. So I don't know. Why did I think there was a fifth member? Or is that just sometimes when you're doing
Couldn't
that?
make it. No, I'm just kidding. No, just four of us.
Now tell me, your upbringing. Now you grew up in Normal, Illinois. Is that correct?
That's where I was
Is
born.
that doesn't fit you? I
How's
don't know.
that perfect, isn't it? How fitting.
So now, what about the rest of the guys here? Let's see how good your math and your geography is. Where are you guys originally from?
Florida.
I'm originally from Miami.
Yes.
Miami. All right.
Fairfield.
Oh, Fairfield. Okay, I grew up not far from there. Yeah.
Mars.
I grew up in Westport.
Westport. Okay, so these guys, they were in the higher class part of town. I'm from Fairfield County, but more near the tracks.
Where about?
Bridgeport, Stratford. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I
So
gotcha.
yeah. So
Yeah, I used
that's
to live around
These
there,
these
too.
guys didn't even come down there. To them was like, you know,
I've only moved 35 times in my life, and that was at age 38. So,
And when did you come to Connecticut?
let's see, 1968.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Just a child in the
Yeah.
womb. My goodness! All
Yeah.
right.
We were playing then.
Now I told the folks the first time I saw you guys, and of course the look on your face must have been priceless, saying, "Oh, who is this guy coming up to me talking about TV shows and everything else?" And said, "I gave him a CD, and I'll never hear from them again."
No, you never know.
I had an honest face. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, my ex-wife says that. No,
You
no,
do have
no,
an honest face.
no, not quite. But anyway, the last time I saw you, I have to throw this out there because it was very comical. You and I were at the Madison Beach Hotel.
That's
And we
right.
spent the better part of a concert looking for each other, at least I was. I said to my wife, the current one, oh, I think I know that guy. And she goes, you're hallucinating. Why would he be working with a road crew? And then I said, no, that's Doug Wahlberg, yeah.
It was actually a friend of mine who was running sound.
I figured that,
from
yeah. So then,
Foxwoods. He does our sound at Foxwoods.
one thing about the Madison Beach Hotel, God love them, but don't ever try to use your cell phone because you have no cell service. So we're exchanging voice messages, and then I lost you after that, and I said, oh, he probably thinks I stood him up again. So no TV show for him, but no, that was very good, very
Yeah,
good.
that was interesting.
You were like a failed romance. You were just within my grasp, but I couldn't reach
I went
out to you.
upstairs, you went down.
Yes,
You went
exactly.
down,
Yeah.
I went up.
Or sometimes we go down and you go up. Whatever. Either way. Either way. All right. Now we talked about the upbringings. Let's talk a little bit about influences. Your sound is kind of a retro. I mean, when I hear your music, I think of some 80s bands like, Michael Stanley Band, Greg Kinn,
Yeah, I can see that.
Cars, I mean, I'm probably way off base, but,
Well, no, that's. I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think of it that way, but it doesn't matter. Everybody thinks of it differently.
Yeah,
We
oh,
hear all
exactly.
kinds of different things, but nobody can put their finger on it, which I'm told is good.
That is good, yeah.
And then I've been told that's bad.
Well, I don't know.
But we want to have our own
I think
sound.
uniqueness, absolutely. But now, growing up, what did you listen to as a kid?
I'm a Beatle freak.
Okay.
So a lot of Beatles, a lot of Jeff Beck. I love Pink Floyd, and more recent bands. Well, not that recent. U2, and I mean, I like all kinds of music. Though there's not just one type. I just like good music.
Sure.
And it doesn't matter who's playing it or what style it is. But yeah.
Now, you like our musical there, I was not to say friend, he wasn't a friend of mine, I wish I had met him, but Tom Petty talked about how he was changed, his life was changed when he saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Did you have a moment like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the one that kicked in.
Yeah. And then from there you said, okay, get that washboard out and start playing something, right?
Well, we were actually in a hotel with our family, and my father would not allow it on the TV, so we all went out and walked down.
Now, this was in Illinois, or were
Well,
you?
I don't know where this might have been in Virginia.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we all watched it through somebody's window in their hotel because they had the curtains open.
Oh,
we watched
wow.
the Beatles.
On a small screen TV. Boy, your vision must have been a lot better than that.
I think so, yeah.
And now, what about you, gentlemen? We'll go over here to Jeff. What were some of your influences growing up?
Watch it now.
Well, I like
Musical influences.
Harry Belafonte,
Oh, very good.
Herb Alpert.
Wow.
No, I'm an Emerson, Lake and Palmer fan. I'm a Beatle fan. I'm a Led Zeppelin fan.
Yes.
Pretty much sums it up. I have a degree in classical piano. And
Very good. So
I did
you're
a
kind of
lot
like
of
the
classicals.
musical arranger here. Was that safe to
no,
say?
we
No,
all do it. We all
Yeah.
do it together. It's a group effort.
Yeah.
And, I think it's stronger that
Yeah.
way. I think you have the more different points of view and different positions you have when you're building music. If it's one person, that's a single vision. But if we work together as a team, I think the final product is stronger and, better overall. So.
Gotcha. Very good. All right. Influences. I always love talking to drummers. What drummers were you influenced by? Yeah.
Yeah, John Bonham.
John Bonham, yeah.
Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich, there you
Yeah,
go.
so-
Now show me, how do you hold a stick in your left hand?
I match grip it now.
Match grip it?
I
Okay.
was trained with
Yes,
tradition.
absolutely, yeah. There you go. Good man. My wife will be impressed. And you play Zildjians. Oh my God, she can spot a Zildjian truck a mile away. Unbelievable. And considering she can't play the drums. How about you, sir? Influences?
Beatles, very much so.
Yeah.
British rock and the Invasion, that really lit my fire.
Wow.
And then,
Give me some
and the other side,
obscure British bands that like
Yardbirds.
Wishbone Ash. What was the?
Friends with Andy Powell.
There you go.
We all
Yeah.
know him pretty much.
There you go. See, look at that. I didn't even do research. That just came out of my little
Pretty good.
pea brain head there. How about
we
that?
did. And we opened for Eric Burton last summer, so that was.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. Actually, I think we have a shot of you and Eric back behind the stage. I've seen him half a dozen times.
That was the first time
Yes,
we played in front of 15,000 people.
I think you were kneeling while you were shaking hands with Eric. he makes me look like Kareem. I'm telling you.
Well, it's funny. The promoter came up to me and goes, "You ever play in front of 15,000 people?" I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, don't look out there." And the first thing I did was embrace it.
There you go.
Yeah, we were excited.
And that was where? Was that in Hamden?
Yeah, the Hamden
In
Concert
Hamden. That's a
Series.
great place. That's
Oh,
an old golf course that
goodness.
they utilize it. You hit it right in the summer, boy.
Wow, there's so many people there.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Seen some great acts. Well, enough of the chat for now. We'll get back to more with our friends here from the Doug Whalberg Band. Now, the next song we're going to hear is called The Lake. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, well, this is a song about my neighborhood, and not all my neighbors like this song, but I've lived there longer than most of them, so it's okay.
Oh, so is
It's
this,
just a
is this like a
quirky-
Rand Paul story or no?
Not quite. Hopefully not.
Dumped in the lake, perhaps?
It's actually
No,
been
okay.
close, but no
Okay.
Rand Paul.
No.
No, it's just it's a funny neighborhood, and something we fit right in there with them. So I'm not pointing fingers, but it was through the years. It's been kind of kooky.
There you go.
And,
All right.
some fun stuff too.
keeps things
Good
lively.
People, good people there.
All right. Well, as I exit stage left here with the song The Lake, let's give it up for the Doug Whalberg Band. righty, the Doug Whalberg Band here on Studio 411, joining us for the hour. Oh man, you guys sound better than when I saw you. My goodness, must be the acoustics in this room. By the way, do you know how to cook? Because we can set up a cooking demonstration.
I cook, let's fry some eggs. It is a good sounding room, by the way.
It is. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate it when they make that mortgage payment. Yeah. So, tell me about your writing. What hit you to say, wow, I want to write songs? I mean, you remember the first song you wrote, like, Itsy Bitsy Spider or something?
Yeah, that's actually, I did write that after I wrote Happy Birthday.
Oh, wow.
No,
You don't need to work if you did that.
I don't honestly know. Again, going back to the Beatles, I mean, the most beautiful melodies. I love melodies, and that kind of thing. I guess the Beatles again. As George said, British rock. I mean, that's my roots.
Well, that's the thing that I think caught my eye when I saw you guys was the fact that, I can understand your lyrics while you're jamming. You know what I'm saying? In so many bands, it's not the case. You got to listen to it for the 38th time before you say, oh, what did he say? The kid is not mine. I mean, it's like takes a while. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, not with him. I mean, her. Yeah. No, I agree with you, and I've kind of done that on purpose. I want people to be able to hear them, and I pronunciate them to a point where you can understand what we're saying.
And now, do you, any of the guys in the band, again, do you guys have aspirations or have written? Any of the, Jeff, I would think, no?
Jeff and I are writing a lot of new music together today, and one of the tunes we'll be playing, he and I wrote together, and he's been a brand new writing partner, which has been very exciting.
There you go. Well, let's go over to Hal David, or is it Backrack? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
it was either one of those guys.
Which are you? No, but I'm saying that's good. I thought when I saw you guys that there was a reference that Jeff had co-written or.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy. He's Lennon, I'm McCartney.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Well, it's Lemon and
Lemon and Mathau. There we go.
Right,
Oh my goodness.
Lemon and Mathau.
So now I'll ask
The
you.
other couple.
Now, does songwriting come easy to you, or when was the first song you wrote? I mean, seriously, for like performing in a band, or is that something later in life?
The first thing I ever wrote that was serious was a classical piece of music, and I actually performed it at the University of Bridgeport, where I went to school.
There you go. I went there
with the
years
orchestra,
ago.
and had to write out all the arrangements for a 70-piece orchestra, and it was really exciting. It was a lot of fun. I think, looking back on it now, it was very caveman and limited, but it's all in steps. You have to start in the beginning, and you have to understand the structure and how you put together a piece of music and what your goal is. Working with Doug, it's been very easy because he's just he's a waterfall of ideas that come out, and it's literally to the point where, all right, stop. You gave me 3 of them. Let's focus on these, and we'll shelve the other things. But we always record the ideas that we have on a little, just a nothing, one track, quick little thing. So we have it, and we can save it for later, or we can come back to that maybe next week. It depends on if he gets a spark. But for instance, this song we're going to play later on is called Insatiable. We were together as a band rehearsing, and I came up with this line, and within a half an hour, the entire song was done. Arrangements, lyrics, everything was done. This band put it together like a strike of lightning.
Wow.
And you hear about those things. It's very rare that it happens, but you're going to hear something that we put together from nothing to finished product in 30 minutes. Later on.
Hey, that's up there with Bobby Darin and Splish Splash. He claims he wrote it for in 10 minutes, Not as deep as some of these songs, but, I give him credit. He certainly earned a lot of money doing that. Let's see now. Most memorable moments, we'll start with Jeff on stage. What so far, with so many more years to go, what memorable moment, place you've played or who you've played with?
Jeff.
What's that? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, last year when we played with Eric Burden and the Animals for 15,000 people, that was a lot of fun. This band, I'm very, very blessed and fortunate to play with these guys. They sought me out, and I've been here ever since. And I'm very, very, pleased and happy about that. But we've played the Levitt Pavilion. We play Foxwoods all the time. We're regulars at Foxwoods. We have some amazing shows at Ridgefield Playhouse. George Thorogood. Yeah, I mean, Grand Funk.
We actually have a shot of George Thorogood with the guys, teeth and all. My goodness, I never saw. I could have used them out here in the loading dock. I'm telling you.
You know what's great? I got to tell you what's great is growing up. These guys, all these bands that we're warming up for, these guys were writing songs and making records that were the soundtrack to our generation growing up, and now we actually get to sit with these guys after the show and tell stories and talk like two, adults, and we learn from them, and they hear stories from us because we're not 20-something-year-old
Right,
kids.
right.
They can actually relate to us, even though we're not at their level, but we've been, in the trenches doing our thing,
Well, and the good ones, the classic ones, will always learn from people regardless of where they are on their level. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of fun.
Now, I know you've gotten a lot of compliments on your guitar work. I'm trying to remember, who was it? Someone helped me out here. Was it Jose Feliciano, I believe, paid you a high compliment. What was it like meeting Jose?
Oh, it was great. I got to actually jam with him. I've been over to his house a few times, and I got through playing, and he said, "Can I touch your guitar? I want to feel it because I like the way it sounds." And that was, obviously
I'm being
he can't
nice here.
see it.
This is a perfect lead-in, but I'm being nice.
Oh no, he has the jokes like crazy. So
Yeah, so I hear he's quite.
I don't know if you're supposed to do
Quite,
that.
quite the character.
Oh,
Yes,
he
no,
is a
we don't want to
great-
shut the production down here. So
He's a
we'll,
great guy.
Well, we'll go to the next song, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the next song, speaking of which, Can't Wait. So tell me a little bit about this number.
Let's see. This is a song about life, about living your life at the moment and trying to, before you aren't here anymore, just seizing every moment that you can, basically.
Good for you. Sounds like something we all should practice, and I think most of us try to. I hope
I'm not
we do.
saying I do.
No,
it's just,
well, you've done very well. Well, can't wait to hear Can't Wait, and our friends, the Doug Whalberg Band. Take it away.
Let's start living like the born without a reason or a care in the world. Let's not easy until the curtain comes down. We'll keep on singing
It's the Doug Wahlberg Band here on Studio 411, and we've got George Miller on bass, Jeff Claypool on keyboards, guitar, and vocals. A veritable triple threat, that young man over there. Rich Genovese on drums, and of course the legendary Doug Wahlberg lead guitar. When did you realize that you had a voice that would attract such attention? A singing voice, that is.
Jeez, I don't know. That's a good question, I guess. I don't know. It just, I used to sing in the church choir. My father was the director of the choir,
Right.
and my brother and I would sing in the choir. And
There you go.
Yeah, which was a ton of fun.
No, but that's the foundation. I know one of our
Yeah.
past guests, Chris Jasper, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer with the Isley Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, not only does he have Jeff's classical background, but also, again, from whether it was spiritual or whether he thought it was, or et cetera, it still crept into what you do today, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my brother and I, we played together for our entire lives. He still does play with us occasionally, and we started doing shows for the neighbors at 9, 10 years old in the garage.
Nice.
Charged 20 cents.
Wow. Okay. Look. First instrument that you had. I'm not going to assume that it was the guitar, because you might have played something else early on, like
actually,
the kazoo, perhaps, maybe.
No, it was guitar and
yeah.
drums. I also
Okay.
played drums. We always had a drum set up at the house. My mother was a saint, and she'd drive us around to gigs, and I used to play in the bars when I was 15, so she had to come, or they wouldn't let me play.
Wow. And this, where was the first time that you did that? Don't worry, I'm not reporting you to the authorities in that state.
Let's see, the first time?
Yeah, no, the first, where were you living when that occurred?
Oh, in Stamford.
Oh, so it was in Connecticut.
Yeah, it was in
we're
Connecticut.
safe. It's not like one of those southern states where
No,
you might.
it's not
They
Indiana,
might
it's
come in.
after
They
me, or-
might come in and haul you away. The last time we saw little Dougie was okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, there you go. No, that's good. That's good. You remember the name of the venue? Or?
Well, there's been a bunch, but
Yeah.
one of them was Rapson's
Okay.
in Stamford, and they had one in Portchester that was a big jazz club for years.
Worst venue you ever played, assuming it's no longer in existence. Was there really a bad dive bar or?
Oh, there's been too many to count, but one in particular, and if I can think of the name of it.
They're no longer
No.
they're no longer in business.
What
No,
was
that
the
was.
place in Manhattan across from Crash Mansion? Remember that
Give me a
place?
second. Come back. Come back.
Yeah, oh my goodness, what a horror show.
But I'm saying is you're saying, whoa, and then are we getting paid for this? Because sometimes these gigs, you.
We did not.
Oh, okay. Then why am I not surprised?
Yeah, we did not. They were supposed to be collecting at the door, and they never did. And
He's still waiting, I gather. Okay,
yeah, we
well.
used to play a lot at the Cutting Room, and a good friend of mine, Bob Sheridan, would assemble all of these people at the Georgetown Saloon, put them on 2 party buses, and drive down to the Cutting Room. We bring our own crowd.
Wow.
So
there
they
you go.
loved it, and met Chris Noth, and he was like,
Oh, from
yeah, that show.
that show.
Sex and
Yeah,
the
Sex
City.
and no, but the other one I'm thinking about is Law and Order. Yeah.
And he said, "Thank you for playing my club." I said, "Oh, thank
No kidding. Wow. Oh.
you." It was kind of a novelty, the Connecticut boys bringing loads of buses and people. And
Now, do people automatically assume, because it is a Connecticut-based band, do they assume that, you two are from, born and bred in this state, or because you've been here for so long, they just assume you are?
I guess.
Yeah.
But, people do know that I'm from Planet Normal,
Yeah.
Illinois.
Well, let me get away from normal here for a second. Let's talk to the drummer, because they always get short shrift. So tell me, what about you? What did you do? A drummer from the beginning on the little
I
drum
always
pad
played
at
drums.
6th grade or what?
Started with those toy drums, and then by Christmas night, they would give me a toy drum on Christmas. Then Christmas night, it had all holes in it with masking tape. I think the first professional drum set I got was a Roxy. The bass drum was a 21-inch, and it was a calf skin stretched But that's what I stuck with it.
And
Then
you're,
I met Doug in the 80s, and I think we've been with him for 30
Wow.
years, like, you know?
And your parents, your family, everybody, the neighbors were cool about it?
Yeah, it was like your house, like where we rehearsed at my house. So my mom from Italian family fed everybody. You know, everyone came to the house. We just hung out in the basement, let us play music. So God bless, you know?
Excellent,
I'm
hey.
glad we could do this because I'm learning so much.
That's right, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same as your house. Like
Yeah.
I say, whoever usually has a drum set, that's where they gather, like, you know?
Amazing, amazing. See, we take out part of the equipment. Oh my God, okay. We can't afford that stuff. Let me tell you. Now, what's the next song we're going to hear? We've got Waiting on the Sun. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration for that.
Well, this is kind of our,
Was it written during daylight savings time or what?
actually, it was, yes.
Because now I wake up, it's dark, and I come here and it's dark, so I never see the sun. So I am waiting for the
world's
sun.
a dark place sometimes,
Well, that's where we try to keep it light.
Yes, today it's sunny and happy. This is a song about musically struggling, always trying to get our moment in the sun.
Now, do you find that as you climb that ladder, all of you collectively, do you find, or do you think even bands and performers as they get more successful, I'll give you an example, what I call, and I don't mean to knock the guy, but kind of the Stevie Wonder, or in sports, Arnold Palmer when he was alive. Athletes, songwriters, performers get to a point where they you start to wonder if they lose a creative edge, because then they go through long stretches of time where you're like, dude, why didn't you write or perform something?
It does happen. I think people get complacent and they've already reached a goal, and we're hungry and we're not giving up.
Good.
That's the whole thing. We are still driven like 15-year-olds that want to go play the dance at the junior high.
Absolutely. There you go.
We don't know any better either.
No, hey, that's the way to go. And yes, we
Yeah.
do have donuts if you're still hungry after the show. So, all right, the Doug Whalberg Band, everybody, and the song is "Waiting for the Sun." Take it away, gentlemen.
Rain is pouring in my head.
Outstanding, outstanding. As we switch to camera one, the Doug Whalberg band here on Studio 411. I always like doing my Dick Clark walking in front of the camera. Of course, I could be like Don Cornelius, Dennis Coffey. Did you watch Soul Train when you were a kid?
Of course, Afro
Yeah.
Shane.
Do you remember that?
Commercials.
The first guy on there, and you're old enough. That shows how old we are when we can remember. God bless him. Dennis Coffey was the first Caucasian act ever that I remember on Soul Train, followed by, I think, Bowie probably a year later.
Right.
And then,
what a difference to go from him
yeah.
to Bowie.
Well, again, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bowie, that was when he was doing the Young Americans and all that stuff. He was, he wasn't doing Ziggy at that point. But yeah. Anyway, we digress. We're reliving our childhood. So let's see now. What current projects or future projects should we expect? I know you were always working on new material.
Well, we're actually working on a new song called Love the Revolution, and it's a song about love. It's not a song about politics, left or right, and it's got kind of a throwback sound to it, like a Hey Jude thing. It keeps on repeating and going on, and we're going to be doing a video to that very soon.
Good.
And it's a little different from what we normally do, and musicians have a naive look at things, that hoping that you can bring people together, whatever you want to say, but
There you go. Well,
that's my take on it. And
we look forward to that, and also more material. So keep him chained and keep that pen writing. You ever wake up in the middle of the night? I have to rush because we have to get to the next song. But do
Yes.
you like get ideas and
All the time.
and you jot them down, and then you say, "Oh my goodness, what'd I do?" We used to do that. The directors, writers, Woody Allen. He has a drawer, they tell me, filled with little matchbox covers with notes, and what they do is he just throws things in there, and it could be like, man falls off cliff, and then a year or two later he uses the bit, or maybe he never does.
Quick story, Keith
I
Richards.
was just going to say, you
Keith,
got it.
there we go, we're locked in. Keith Richards had a needle in his arm, fell unconscious, woke up the next morning with the needle still stuck in his arm, but he had a cassette recorder next to the bed in the hotel room. He played it back, and it wound up being
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
their biggest early hit.
Wow.
And he recorded the whole thing, had no recollection of it whatsoever, and it turned into one of the largest selling, single songs of forever.
So the question is, which of the two writers will have the needle for their next song? And we're going to hear this called Insatiable, okay? Because I am insatiable for these gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, the Doug Whalberg Band.
Sex for lunch, always on
Oh, I think I dated somebody like that once. But I'm not sure. Oh my goodness! But we've run out of time, so I can't tell you that story.
Oh,
So.
that's all right. Thank you for having us. We've had a great
Oh,
time
a
here.
pleasure. George, thank you for coming by, and we look forward
a high pressure.
A high pressure. Oh, my friend Rich, thank you. I know he looks like somebody I know. I still, Jeb, thank you very much. A pleasure having you. And of course, Mr. Wahlberg there, Doug. See, and I didn't screw up your name once. I don't know what your wife told me. I'll just think of Donnie. Oh, by the way, quick story. One of your dogs is named what?
Dylan.
No, I thought you had a dog named Donnie. No.
No, we
Or a
don't.
Mark? No.
No, but I get called that all the
No.
time.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah. You wish you had his money, right? There
Yeah,
you
he's
go.
my cousin actually, but I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay. All right. For another Studio 411. Anyway, we thank them for coming by, and we thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with a video that was actually done at the Levitt Pavilion here in Connecticut. And tell us real quick about the song "Broken."
It's kind of self-explanatory. It's just about a person that's, feeling a little bit broken, and that's about it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a broken person at the time, but everybody loves the person anyway.
A man of few words, this Doug. All right, we leave you with "Broken." Thank you for watching Studio 411. I'm your host, Larry Dasilva, and the Doug Whalberg Band here. So let's check it out. Thanks. We'll catch you next time.
I know you hurt inside, you don't know why, and the walls are closing in. It doesn't have to be this way, gonna love you anyway. I wanna try and help and fix you, but you're so broken. So broken, yeah, 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 yeah. That's a puzzle, I admit. Hard to make the pieces fit, and there's always one that's lost. But I know you'll find your way. Might take 1,000 days. I wanna try and help and fix you, but you're so broken. So broken, yeah, yeah, yeah. So broken. So broken, yeah, 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 yeah. closing